video 3 regarding the retro poster. We have left off with the guy right here, and we're going to go ahead and move down further from this point. So let's go back into Photoshop real quickly. Here's our file. I think I told you that I had you group all your images of the guy into one folder. So now we can click and move that. I like the way I have him placed right there. So what I'm going to do from this point is close that up, command click on the layer, or open that up actually, command click on the bottom layer, clicking there, and now I have a selection, and so I'm going to go to select, modify, expand. Let's expand that by 5 pixels. Okay, so that gives a nice little outline. Okay, so now what we need to do is go back to the banner layer, click on the layer mask, not on the layer, not there, but right there. Click there. I'm sorry, not there. I apologize. Go back to layer 4, okay, right there. And what we're going to do is we are going to hit invert that selection by hitting Command Shift I, and we are going to make a layer mask, add a vector layer mask right here, and now you have that outline going right there over his silhouette of his head. So there you go. There's that. Let's move on to the second part of that. So yours should look like that. Okay. So let's go down to the red swoosh to go behind it. And this is just a sandwiching thing. If we're right here, we know that all of our whole image is right here, and we need that red swoosh. So I'm going to click on my brush tool. I have it pre-selected from when we did the top one up here. It is that brush right there. My number system mine's called 2240, and if I control click and go to rename brush, that one's called watercolor number 2. Okay, so I need to put this directly behind him. So what I'm going to do is set my color to red. I have rotated mine, by the way. Don't forget that you can rotate it by clicking that and moving that little wheel over. Anyway, so I'm going to come back to my poster, and with my brush tool, and that one's selected, I'm going to just simply create a new layer, and I'm going to pull it right underneath group 1, size it down with my left square bracket, and then just click one time, and therefore you see the little swoosh mark. Everything looks good there. I don't even think we need to change the blend mode. That looks fine. All right, then the second part of this is we scroll down, and then we have to go back into AI, Adobe Illustrator, and start creating this banner. And so this simply tells you in here how to do it. I have already started creating this, and I have followed these steps on down. In this series of steps, you're just downloading a couple of new fonts, and then the flag, I imagine, will be simple shapes. That will just require you to look. But in regards to those fonts that they have, I have those in Day 3 Retro Poster Pack. And so with Day 3 Retro Poster Pack, I have them all right here. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and give those to you. And so what you're going to do is double click on all of these fonts and install them. Okay? And those are being asked to use in the Illustrator file. I have gone ahead already and started. This is what it looks like. You're going to have some frustrations on how to create some of this stuff, so I thought I'd walk you through it. So let's start from the beginning. Delete all that stuff up there. I'm going to try to recreate what I got down here pretty quickly. I'm going to click on my rectangle tool, click and drag out a rectangle. Okay. Notice my fill is set to black and my stroke is set to none. I'm going to then hold down Command, click away, click and drag out another rectangle, And then I'm going to click on my black arrow tool, hold down Option, and click and drag that. And while I'm clicking and holding down Option, I'm also holding down Shift to get a perfect space over here. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on this point, add one anchor point right here. See the plus symbol there? I'm going to add one point there, and I'm going to, with that blue point selected, all the other ones are clear. If I press the left arrow, I can, and hold down Shift, I can make quick points, and I can pull that in. Okay. Okay. Come back over here, grab my anchor point tool, highlight right there. Hold down Command, click on it one time, and then hold down Shift and press the left arrow to pull that in. Okay. Then I have pretty much the banner, and all I need to do now is a couple of font treatments. For the font inside of it, we have apparently geared slab bold. Okay, the size of it will be dependent upon your size. Okay, so all I did is I took the text tool, not directly on top of it, but I just above it, I clicked and dragged out a text box, and I'm going to put Chris -stag space do. Command A that. We know that font's geared, so I start typing it in here, G-E-A-R-D, and there it is, geared slab bold. And so then I'm going to hit Shift Command right alligator mouth. If I want to speed this up, I can hold it down. Okay, and then what we want to do is double click and change the color of the font to white. Now I do that over here in my swatches. You can also do that double click on your foreground color and just select white up here. Okay, so there it is. If I click and drag it over here, it looks like it needs to be a little bit smaller. If I triple click inside there and hold down Shift Command left alligator mouth, I can do that and size it to the appropriate size. The font on the top, I have all this grouped, but let's look at it. The font on the top up here is Mission Script. So I'm just going to click and drag out a text box here and type in, oh, notice it's saying this little red mark right here means that there's type. If you type with it, it's going to be too big. So let's bump that down in size, and notice that disappeared. So I'm going to type in Mini Grand Prix. And again, let's remind myself that is a mission script, so I'm going to triple click on it. Oh, from time to time, I'll hold down Command, and that will give me the white arrow tool so I can select things. So with this selected, I'm going to triple click on it and type in mission, and there it is, mission script. And there's my first part right there. I can position that right there. I can also hold down Option. As I click and drag over, I'm holding down Shift so it keeps it on the same x-axis. And I'm going to double click in here and type in Parkwood Karting. Okay. Okay, click away from it, click back. Notice now that my G is hanging over the edge there, so I'm going to hold down Shift and press the left arrow. Okay. Now I might need to pull that Shift and press up. I hit that 2 notches, Shift and press that up 2 notches. Okay, that looks pretty good. The next one is this font, and this font is full of a couple of different elements. So let's make sure what this font is. Now that's Nevis Bold, okay? So this right here, and I gave you a little demonstration of it. I'm gonna hold down spacebar. Is Webdings to get that star. That's a different font entirely, and I'm gonna show you how to do that real quick. So we're gonna go ahead and click and drag out oh, I can't create a new text box because this one's overlapping it, but that's all right. I can click on this text box with a black arrow tool, pull it up a hair, and now when I go to try to create a new text box, it is easy. I can, Command Z that. Anytime you do something wrong, always hit Command Z. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and click and drag out another text box. hold down Command to click and drag it to where I want it. Lift up Command, and now I'm going to find that font. So I know it's a glyph, so I'm going to go to Type, Glyph, and then I'm going to look for the font Webdings number 2. So I can click right here in this box down here and type in WEB, Dings, and then if I down arrow from that, there, up and down, there it is. Webdings number 2. And somewhere in here is the star glyph. There it is. Just double click on that little glyph right there. And if you look to your right, when you do that, it should insert one into the box. I'm going to, okay, text tool selected, inside the box, Webdings number 2, and there it is. And now I'm going to double click, and there it is. Oh, wrong star. It's the Star of David. Regular star, there we go. And there it is. So now I need to go to the other font. So then I come up here and I type in Nevis, N-E-V-I-S, sample bold, and then I space 23. And this is cool. I'm going to put the RD here, and I'm going to hold down Shift, back arrow over those two. That's your left arrow. Holding down Shift, left arrow over those. And then I'm going to pull up the character panel, and the little flyout menu right here. And I'm going to say, make these superscripts. And that will pull them to the top. Okay? So I'm going to pull back out real quick so you can see. You saw that? Okay. And so there's that. And if I start typing, unfortunately everything else is like that, so I need to uncheck that. So I go back to here, click on the word character, click on the little flyout menu, and uncheck superscript. Now I hit space a couple of times. Oh, and it's still not doing it, so I'm going to type, hold down Shift, go back over the word, make sure superscript is off. There we go. Now it's definitely off. You might have to do the same as I just did. Okay, so FEB, RUARY, February 2015. Now, instead of having to do that whole thing with the glyphs, I'm just going to select over this one, hit Command-C, space, click back at the end of this, Command-V to paste that, and that element is now all created. So, long story short, you have created the base of your next thing, the little slogan that goes at the bottom of it. So after you got all that created and you like the spacing and everything, click on it, start outside of here, click and drag over all of it and hit Shift Command G or Command G. That will group it all. See, if I hit Command X now, it cut it all. I'm going to hit Command Z to undo that cut. But I like the way it's placed. And so that concludes with video 3.